on divorce court.
I haven't been the greatest husband in the world, but I have been there to take care of her.
I'm sick and tired of him being weak and lazy and not holding a job.
I want to make things work. I want to try to be the man that I haven't been.
I want the judge to see things my way and agree that it's time for me to move on.
We've had such a rough couple years that the only thing to do is to go up from here.
I'm sick of doing the job his mother was supposed to be doing, and that's raising a man.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Mia Fox and Robert Wright. The two of you have been married for 3 years. You don't know if you want to remain married, hence you came to me. Ms. Fox, tell me why the marriage isn't working.
Your Honor, in all honesty, since the day I met Robert, I've basically been supporting us. I mean, we're literally like one paycheck away from living in our car. I don't like the way he's weak and doesn't let people. He lets people walk all over him. And I'm done with it.
Did he, while you were dating, appear not to have a whole lot of experience behind him?
Good question, Your Honor. So the whole time I met him and started dating with him, it was like a threesome. It was me, his aunt, and him. So basically, if there was any inclination that he was going to turn out like this, his aunt stepped in real quick to do like a bait and switch. Oh, look it over here. You know, so I wouldn't see the stupid thing he was doing or saying. So I actually felt like I kind of was duped into it.
Right. Now, Mr. Wright, what do you think is the problem with this marriage?
You know, Honor, I mean, I guess I'm not the man that I'm supposed to be, you know, because I have not, like, you know, taken care of her, like, you know, financially wise, and I have not stood up for her, you know, in any way, shape, or form like a real man is supposed to. But, you know, there's always, like, there's three sides to every story. There's your side, my side, and the truth, you know, so,
well, at least tell me your side.
Well, I've tried. It's not that I haven't, you know, like, taken care of her financial-wise. I mean, I have had jobs and all, but I'm not, like, as, you know, my jobs are, like, minimal. Like, you know, I've been a server, and, like, you know, all I ever wanted to do was, like, you know, act or whatever. So, you know, I did, like, background work and stuff like that. But I've never, like, taken care of her financial-wise or even, you know, stood up for her. So, you know, I haven't had, like, you know, a lot of experience. So, you know, I don't know what to say. I mean, you know, I love her to death, but love don't conquer everything. So, you know what I mean?
Well, I understand that Miss Fox is ill. She's fighting a serious illness. You have cancer.
Yes, ma'am.
If that's not impetus to get out there and do something, I mean, I know what your aspirations are. You want to be an actor or something like that. I mean, if your wife is battling cancer, wouldn't you get up and do anything you could to bring home the bacon?
Well, of course. I have had jobs, but, you know, I guess I haven't been able to, you know, keep on. I guess I haven't been able to keep them as long as I should have. And, you know, it's not like it's as, you know, that easy to just go out and get a job. It's not like, you know, they give them out. And I mean, I do try, but my skills are, I guess, minimal, so to speak, Your Honor. So, you know, I mean.
Have you ever thought about doing anything about it? I mean, have you ever thought about education or getting a certificate in something that you do have a sellable skill?
Well, I mean, you know, like I did, she did try to get me into school, and I messed that one up too. So
how'd that happen?
Well, she got me into school, and I never went, you know, cause.
Tell her where you were at.
What? Tell her where I was at.
Tell her where you were at.
Well, you know, I had gone to the library, and I guess, you know, she said I just, you know, hung out there or, you know, whatever.
He didn't go to school. I mean, it was a computer class, something that could help him advance. He didn't want to go to school, and he didn't want to go to work.
So he pretended to go to school and hid in the library.
And I didn't even know that he wasn't going to school until a friend of mine came up to me and was like, listen, he don't want to go to school because he said he wants to be a sports announcer. I was like, okay, look at, like, even athletes, 1 out of 1,000 of them is going to be a sports announcer. You're not even an athlete. He doesn't want to take a 6-week computer course. He's hiding in a library. Who does that? When he's supposed to go to work, he's in the car sleeping. Who does that?
Who does that?
Well, I guess apparently I did, so.
Have you lived a life where things were mostly provided for you and you never had to develop any kind of fight?
Well, I guess, you know, what do they say? I guess I was pampered growing up or, you know, whatever, but, I mean, she's like my first real, like, true, like, experience, like, woman that, that I've ever, been with. So as a husband, I have not been like, well, I've been, one of the worst, I guess, that there was, but, love, like I said, love isn't going to conquer everything. And, I did work, I did have, I worked as a server, and servers don't make, much money, but I did work at a place, for over, we've only been together for like for 3 years or whatever. And I did work for like 2.5 of those years. So, she's not telling you that. So,
Mr. Wright, what do you think are her failures that is contributing to the failure of this marriage?
Well, I mean, she's constantly, I don't want to say she's constantly putting me down, but she's like, I'm slow, I'm not this, I'm not that, you have no drive, you have nothing, you've been pampered, your whole life. And I've often said that, I wish, like, my father would have, taught me more, like, I'm not good with my hands, I'm not good with tools, I'm not good with anything like that. School wasn't, like, my greatest thing, and all I ever had to fall back, all there ever was like, sports and wanting to be, an actor. And God knows I was never going to be anything in sports, all the sports knowledge in the world, but that ain't going to pay any bills or anything like that. And, I don't know. I guess it was a journey that maybe for a road we shouldn't have gone down or something. I don't know. But I mean, I do love her, and I have tried. But like I've said a couple of times here before, love doesn't conquer all.
Yeah. I got that part. I got my next series of questions are for you.
I was pointing out to his friends, because that's what him and his friends, they want to do. Oh, you used to do adult films. They think I turned them into a liar, into this and that. And I'm like, you can't turn somebody into something that he was already those things.
Ms. Fox, I want you to tell me what happened the first time you two were intimate.
Well, the first time we were intimate, Your Honor, I had asked him if he had protection. And he had gotten up from the room and went over to the door and locked it. And I was like, no, protection, the stuff you put on down here, not protection from like your family members coming in.
It's
So, I mean, it should have been a clue right there what the kind of person I was dealing with. But I just thought it was a laughing moment. Okay. And then,
Mr. Wright, is that a true story?
Yeah, she's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not something that you go around telling.
But it's a cute story.
It is. You don't go around telling your friends, but it's true. I mean, the blonde works for the guy too, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I work on divorce court, so I see a lot of people who are badly paired, because that's my job. That's what I do. But Ms. Fox, it seems like such an odd combination with you and him. You've been married. This is your 5th husband. You're only 39 years old. He didn't know what protection was. You used to be a porn star. How did he intrigue you? What made him interesting to you?
well, the dumb blonde thing was cute at the beginning. The blonde hair, the blue eyes, the getting up, locking the door. That stuff was funny and cute at the beginning. I thought when he got into serious, once we're together and it's us, I could teach the old dog new tricks. Like I could teach him and show him. When he says that, I say that he's slow and things like that. Perfect example. It's like I've been to his job and I've seen him work. And I see how other people look at him. So it's not that I'm picking on him or calling him names. I'm trying to help him save his job. Ask him why he got fired from last job. Because he was too slow. And not even a waiter, it was a deli. They came to you.
Right, yeah, right. Mr. White, let me ask you something. Mm-hmm. What did you think you had to bring to the table? I was asking her why she was intrigued with you. Now I want to know, what did you think you brought to the table, or what intrigued you about her?
Well, in the beginning, what would she want to do with, with somebody like me? I never thought I had a chance. I mean, this is a former porn star. She's never hid that or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I've never really had like a real like serious relationship or whatever, anything. She was like, the first one. And so I was like shocked that she would be, like even interested in me. I mean, I didn't even know that, I didn't even know she was like really hitting on me, they had to tell me. Anyway, I did try to, I ran this like I did have other aspirations. Like I helped run this like wrestling promotion. Okay?
Right.
And I didn't, I didn't realize that the other promoters and stuff were, the partners that I was with, they weren't like, they were taking money basically from
But they
me.
were ripping you off.
Yeah, basically. And I wasn't smart enough to see it because, I see the good in everybody before I see, anything else. And she came along and she made it aware, like if there's this many people in the thing and you're
She
packing
broke
the
it
house.
down for
She
you,
broke-
and you saw what was happening to you.
Right.
And that that they were using you.
Right. And they didn't like that, and she told the truth. And
Yeah, well, crooks don't like to get caught.
no,
in
and
general.
and obviously looking back on the thing, it should have
No,
been.
but the reason there's more.
Ms. Fox, go ahead.
Okay, so everybody keeps saying porn star, but he fails to tell you that, in 2010 I graduated from Loyola Marymount Law School. That's why I did those things. It was better than stripping on $1 with a bunch of other girls for $1.
Right.
Absolutely.
I went to school.
I know. That's what.
But I was pointing out to his friends, because that's what him and his friends, they want to do. Oh, you used to do adult films? Look, I was honest from the get start. You guys even knew that before I even hit on him.
Right.
They think I turned him into a liar, into this and that. And I'm like, you can't turn somebody into something that he was already those things.
Right. I'm with you. Wait, Mr. Wright, we've been talking about money and ability this entire time, and that is not the only thing that is required in a marriage. So I want to turn this conversation to the other things one brings to a marriage and why it doesn't seem you did that.
You got me to this point. Now you're going to fail with me. Because I ain't going to do it all by myself. If you're going to suck all my money dry and do all that stuff, then you best help me dig the way up with me, or at least stay there so I can step on you to get out.
I know that a lot of people have the idea in the head that a man is supposed to bring economic support. Back in the day, women, not all they were supposed to do, but women were the emotional support. They were the caregivers. If indeed finances and business was not your forte, did you not fail to give her emotional support, care, love, and comfort, especially since she's fighting a serious disease? She's fighting a serious disease. She's out there making money. There's a whole lot of things you could do to care for her. Did you do those things?
Well, I guess in my mind, I thought that I did, but I guess I didn't. I've loved her since the day that I got with her. But I have never defended. I've never defended her. I've never backed her up. I've never been there. And in all reality, she's been the man in the relationship, and I've been the woman. Obviously.
But do you cook and clean for her? Make sure
can't even-
everything is all right. Do you run her bath water? Take care of her medications. Make sure she gets to the doctor.
Yeah, I do.
All of
And
that.
I do things like that. I go to the store. I can't cook at all. And I did help clean the car. I would pretty much do anything that she asked me to do. So and
But wouldn't you think that since she was doing everything else, she shouldn't have to ask you to do those things? That would be,
yeah.
Let me make a contribution here. This is what I'm going to do. Me as a person, if I was living with another person, not married, not in love, and she was paying my bills, and she was sick, I'd be all over it. I'd make sure all her stuff was together when she got home, that she felt like she was supported and cared for, and somebody was worrying about her don't worry about this, baby, I got it handled.
Well,
how come you didn't handle anything?
I guess no one. I guess really taught me how to do those things. But I mean, as somebody who said that they love this woman, I should just do it naturally and take care of her. And I guess I've failed in all those aspects, man. But I do love her with all my heart. But I guess actions speak louder than words, and I guess the actions weren't there.
Well, here's my question to you. At one point, he actually up and left because he thought he was sucking off of you more than he was giving to you, which clearly was the case. You actually bought him a plane ticket and asked him to come back.
Yes. But
Explain that to me.
The reasoning behind that was, you got me to this point. Now you're going to fail with me. Because I ain't going to do it all by myself. If you're going to suck all my money dry and do all that stuff, if I'm living in the car, you're going to live in the car with me. So that was that behind that. He doesn't get to go home or anything else. So the selfish reason was to bring him back, so I'm not going to do it alone. Since you helped me get down there, then you best help me dig the way up, or dig the way up with me, or at least stay there so I can step on you to get out.
She said that. This is how you do it. Pack your stuff and get out my house. Repeat after me. Pack your stuff
Pack your stuff
and get out my house.
and get out my house.
From what I see here, my paperwork is bad. My paperwork says you two are looking to save your marriage. It looks like to me that you two are looking to shoot one another. So, Ms. Fox, do you want to keep him? You ready to get rid of him? Do you want him to give you something as he goes, just as a token of something? What do you want?
Your Honor, I want this to be over, but like he's not getting it and he doesn't understand it no matter how many times I tell him. So maybe he needs someone on the other side to help him view, like, first off, we don't need to be together like this. If it's like this, there's no need to be together. And then if we even try to work things out, there's always going to be resent there. So how come he doesn't see what I see? How come he doesn't see it's over? How come he doesn't see?
Because you sent him a plane ticket, that's why.
I gave him every opportunity. I was like, listen, to get back on your feet and to do stuff, get him a job and stuff like that. So I go over to the job and I'm watching him. Again, I see, like, look, I could see how the other employees and people are looking at you.
What you're telling me is you want someone in authority to tell him it's over, because he seems to be confused by that.
Right, he doesn't understand. He don't get it. He does not get it. Like, he just does not get it. Like, maybe because he's like, I got nowhere else to go. And so I was like, I asked him, I said, so are you with me so that when I get back on my feet, I mean, like, I have a very, like I said, I'm a lawyer, and I have a very, important client. And if everything works out, I mean, at some point, I was like, are you just with me so that when things get all right, that I'm just going to feel sad for you and just bring you along with me? And he said yes. That's why he sticks around and doesn't want to leave, because he thinks if he just sticks around and stays as part of the scenery, that I'm going to start feeling bad for him and take him with me.
Okay. This is how you do it. Pack your stuff and get out my house.
Okay, I did that one. He stays outside. I did that one. You know that commercial where the kid's looking through the window? He'll stay there looking through the window. He'll stay there for 2 months looking through the window.
Then that's on you. Then, Ms. Fox, that's on you. You want him to be somebody he isn't. You want him to change into somebody that he's not. He is fully accepted his limitations. He is comfortable with his inability. He's laying there. He's staying there. He's not getting up. He's not doing anything about it. And I know you can't understand his contentment with his place in life. I don't get it either. But Miss Fox, this is all your fault.
It is. It probably is.
You need to step on if you're not satisfied with him. Because unlike what most of us women think, you can't fix him. You can't. That's just who he is. And you got to come to the grips with the fact that you got somebody you don't like. Repeat after me. Pack your stuff.
Pack your stuff.
And get out my house.
And get out my house.
And that applies to the two of you. This matter is adjourned.